some spinning.
We are going to do some spinning, aren't we?
And
You've got your calculator and you've done your countdown.
I got to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what's this number?
That's a 0.
0.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
So there you go. Look, somebody said hello to you. Sandy said hello. Look, up there.
How are you? Are you all right?
Are you all right? I apologise for the crap quality of this bit, but you're on my Mac computer. I'm going to switch you all over
Can
to the multicams in a minute. No, you're not going to touch it. Right, go watch the rest of your film.
Bye.
Okay, and then you can come back and get kisses before you go to bed.
Okay.
Okay, you turn the lights off for me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello, Frankie. How are you, sweetheart? Mwah. Nice to meet you. I've heard lots about you. Your mummy says you make a brilliant coffee, mate. So, I hope you're all okay. I'm a little bit achy and a little bit sore, but that's okay. We have a plan, or I have a plan. It's fine. So, I am going to introduce you to my spinning wheel. Well, as best I can for how I've got it set up anyway. Now I realise you're looking at my rather ample gut. I apologise about that. I might move you forward a little bit. So yeah, I know it's because I've moved things around and she's not impressed. So right, first and foremost, what you're looking at here is the top of my spinning wheel. Okay, as you can see, there is a what we call a whip, a work in progress. Yeah. What you're looking at, this is the bobbin. I'm going to take you through. Hey, Frankie. No, I haven't moved her bed. I haven't touched her bed. Oh, I've moved other things in the room, like the Rascog is over there, right in the middle of the room, and she hates it because it makes noise. So I'm going to take you through the anatomy of a spinning wheel, basically. Okay, you've got here. This is the bobbin. Okay, the bobbin is what holds the yarn as you spin it. The bobbin turns. And in line with that, if I just move that ever so slightly, this is the flyer. Okay, the bobbin is housed on a spike on the middle of the flyer. Hi, Sage. Hi, Peyton. So there's like a spike that goes from here all the way through there. Yeah? And the bobbin slides onto that. Now, this is a fancy bobbin because, as you can see, it's got a gear, and this gear makes this go up and down as I spin, which means I don't have to move it. Other spinning wheels have got hooks on the flyer arms, and you move the yarn up and down to fill your bobbin evenly. Right, now I'm going to move this camera just so I can show you a little bit more of the wheel. This is the angle of the wheel as I'm looking at it. Okay, so this is the yarn that's been, there you go, that's the fluff of it. Hang on, let me make this a little bit bigger. Is it that one? Yeah. Okay, that, by the way, that is a genuine Pat Cash headband given to me by Pat Cash, the tennis player. My wheel's a bit dusty, it's not been used for a while. So yeah, I'll show you how you make the yarn, and it goes through this hole and then twists, okay, due to this all turning. This entire section here, all of this, is called the mother of all. This is what makes your yarn, okay? The flyer and the bobbin twisting is what turns this fluff here into this yarn here, and you'll see as I get going. Okay, now the big wheel you can see at the back here, that is called a drive wheel. Okay, and through the holes in the back of the wheel you can see that sticking up there, that's one of the crankshafts. And the crankshafts are attached to the treadles down here. Some wheels have 2, some only have 1. All right, there's no difference to either. I've had a single treadle and a double treadle. This is a double treadle because it has 2. This is my bag holding all my crap. All right, the treadles are attached to the cranks, which go into the back of this part of the wheel. So you treadling up and down makes these go in that sort of motion and makes the wheel turn. The wheel turning, as you can see, there's 2 bits of cord here. The wheel turning comes up to this. This is the whirl. The whirl is also on the spike that goes through the flyer. And the end of the spike is square shaped and the whirl is square shaped. So as the wheel turns, that turns the whirl, which turns the flyer. Yeah. Now this is set up in what we call double drive. So this is 1 cord. Okay, both bits go down around the drive wheel, come back up. 1 bit goes around the whirl and the other bit goes around a groove like this in the bobbin. There's a thicker groove or a wider groove at one end and a smaller groove at the other end. And the best way to remember which way around you should have it is bigger groove is bigger yarn, smaller groove is thin yarn. I like to spin thin yarn, as you can see. Okay. This is your tension knob. When you twist this, it moves this section up and down through that metal piece there. It goes up and down like a big sort of screw, and it tightens the tension of the drive band here, which helps pull, as this is turning, pull the yarn into the wheel. You've all gone really quiet, you know. I hope I'm like absolutely fascinating you or something like that. No, you wouldn't, Mikey, because it's worth lots of money. Let's see. Right, if you've got 2 separate bands here, one is your tension, so you can move it up and down these whirls, and you can get different sized whirls to make thicker and thinner yarn. And then you've got the other one which goes around your bobbin, and that acts as like a brake band. Yeah, so I hope that makes some semblance of sense, or not, or I don't really know. But I'm going to basically get started just so you can see how it works, and we can go on from there. Okay, so if you've got any questions, shout, and I'll do my best to answer them. This is fibre or floof. I can make sock yarn. I tend to make lace weight yarn because that's just what I default to. It's a bit like when you concentrate really hard, you can do really nice lettering, and then when you don't concentrate, you scribble. But yeah, I have made sock yarn, and I have socks that are made of sock yarn. The little basket that's hanging on the wheel, I spun the yarn for that. Spun it and knit it. You and I have a break-in sewing machine, so I'm just going to move it so my chat's on top. So, hi Mackenzie, sorry sweetheart, I was busy explaining. So right, fluff or floof or fibre. This one is made primarily, that's backwards, by, I don't know if that's coming forwards, I don't think it is, because I flip all my cameras. DK Felt Studio UK, and DK stands for Daniela something or other, I can't remember what her surname is. This is a blend that she personally carded. Now carders are, think of a brush that's got a wide paddle like a dog brush, but they're bigger. All right, and you can card by hand. You have 2 of those, and you put all your fibre on the bottom one, and then you card using the top one. Okay, and that takes out all the knots. It gets all your fibres running the same way and all of that lot. Or you can use a drum carder, and that is pretty much the same sort of thing, but it's a big wheel and it's covered in spikes, and as you turn it, it goes across another set of spikes, which basically does the same sort of thing.
Someone's back.
You're back, are you?
Batman.
You're Batman.
And I got something to tell you.
And then what you end up with is a bat. Now, a bat is a big piece, I'm talking, baby, is a big piece of, looks like a sort of, like a fat quarter, really. But it's all different fibres that have been combed together. Don't touch. Sorry about the wobble. So they are all lying the same way. And then what I do with that bat is I tear it into strips like this, okay? And all that does is it makes it easier for me to actually spin. All right, you can see sort of how wide it is. It's all right. So what I do then is off of the strips, I just pull a bit off. That's the bit. That's the fun bit. Now, are you going to bed now?
No.
Is your film finished?
No.
Is your film finished?
No.
Then could you go watch it,
I
please?
got to tell you something. I'm trying to drive on my Batman bill.
You're playing Batman. Could you go watch your film? Because you're going to bed in a sec. Right. When you spin, this is, even though it's been combed and you can see all the silk and it's glaring a little bit, there's varying different colours in this. You've got, it's mostly blues, but there's a bit of purple. This is hand-carded merino wool, tencel, baby camel, and rose fibre and silk. Okay, the white is all the silk. Now what you do, you can't just feed it to the wheel like that. It's too thick, it's too compact still. So what you need to do as you do it, if you look in the top right hand corner of your screen, you should be able to see, is you hold this bit, not firmly, but not, so it's going to just pull it through. Okay, so you hold it and then you call what's called pre-drafting. And what that does is it starts to separate the fibres. Now you can pre-draft or you can do it as you go. I apologise about that. Turn that off. Disable. Yeah, you can pre-draft it before you spin. Okay, or you can draft as you spin, which is what I tend to do. I pre-draft it a little bit just to get it loosened, really. And then all you do is you pick up, I just wrap it around a knob on my machine. So you've got it there, and I'm hoping I can, I really apologise that you've got to look at my belly, but there you go. That's the way it goes. Now, this has already been spun to a certain point, and all you do is you lay the fluff from your fibre. So this is my fibre, this is my yarn, okay? This will go into the machine. I wish I could get it so that you could see the whole lot. There you go, that's a bit better. Can you make that out, or do you want this picture in the top right hand corner, do you want that a bit bigger? Because I sort of wanted you to see this as well, but
Mum,
yeah, I personally don't like prepping fibre. I've had a go at it. I've bought fleeces and
I'm not playing Batman.
Shh, please. You want it bigger? Okay. Yeah, I've bought plain fleeces that have literally just come off of an animal, and it takes hours and hours and hours of washing, so it's a bit of a nightmare. All right, let's pull that there and see if we can make that a little bit bigger. How's that? Is that better, April? Yeah. So what you do is you get this bit of fibre here, and you literally just lay it on top of what you've already spun, okay? And then you just start spinning. As you can see, the whole kit and caboodle goes. And as you spin, it twists it to bind it to the fibre, to your yarn, basically. and you just pull it. Now my left hand, or my back hand, this hand here closest to me, this is holding on to the fibre. As I do it, I let go with my thumb and forefinger and I draft. And then I pinch and I let go with this hand. When you pinch, it stops the twist running further down the yarn towards me. When I let go with my forward hand, I pinch with my back hand and the twist will run down to the back hand. Then I move this hand to take hold of the pinch basically, and then I'm holding the fibre with my ring finger and my pinky. When you hold the fibre, think of it as you are holding a baby bird. Okay, and then you draft it a little bit, pinch with the back hand, let go. Draft. And that is basically it. It's an extremely zen thing to do. And just so you can get a good idea of what I am doing. So my hand, which is closest to me, is like holding a baby bird. My ring finger and my pinky are holding the rest of the fibre. My thumb and forefinger are controlling the twist. So as the yarn twists, it can't go past where I've pinched. Hello, Jolyn. And bearing in mind I'm doing this quite slowly so you guys can see what I'm doing, because I normally tend to go about this fast. Now this is what's known as a forward draw, or a short forward draw, because you work in small movements and you push forward with your yarn. Oh, it is. I've fallen asleep doing this before now, believe it or not. Now you may have heard of long draw or seen long draw, and long draw is where you hold the fibre in one hand and you make big sweeping motions as you draw it out. That's fun to do, but it's better if your wheel is set up with two drive bands rather than one big one looped around. As I work, I turn the fibre around. I'm trying to do it so you can see. Pull that down a bit. I turn the fibre in my hands to make sure that it all gets used, as it were. So otherwise it tends to pull down one side. What? Okay, come say goodnight then. Oh yeah, very much so.
I'm just going to watch you.
You're going to watch for a minute. You're not allowed to touch though.
I'm going to sit over here.
You sit over there, are you? Don't touch anything.
Mum.
Oh, Lord.
Mummy. I want
Yeah, I
kisses.
can see. How
Oh.
pathetic.
I want kisses. I want kisses.
You want kisses? Could we have some kisses?
Did you write my name on yet?
Yeah, somebody wrote your name earlier on. How much yarn can I get from all that fibre? It's been a while. That is 4 ounces of fibre in that bag or thereabouts.
Yay!
Oh wow, loads of kisses.
Oh no, so much kisses.
It depends. If you leave your yarn like this is known as a single. Yeah, right. If you leave your yarn as a single, it's then unbalanced. Okay, which means that when I take the tension off, it's going to twist back on itself. Yeah, you see that? That little wormy type bit? That's because the twist has energized the yarn. And so what you need to do is get some like for like yarn. Yeah, I've already seen him. Some like for like yarn and ply it. And what that entails is doing the same sort of thing. You run your yarn back through the wheel, but you run 2 of them together. So you also do it.
What's this?
Oh, that's Callie's. You also do it so that the wheel and the flyer and the bobbin turn the other way. So when I spin, the wheel and the flyer and everything goes clockwise.
I'm going to go get my flying.
Yeah, it does. It basically it makes a balanced yarn. If you've got any yarn at home, Mary, if you look very, very closely, it's not just one strand, it's multiple strands. Now, sock yarn tends to be a 3 or 4 ply or strand of yarn. Some chunky yarn is only a 2 strand or 2 ply. And so on and so forth. The most I made a 6 ply, I think, once. And that was a nice ropey, thick, heavy sort of yarn. Yes, it's kitty time, please, Mikey, if you don't mind.
I'm spinning mine.
You spinning Captain America?
But that means he has to fall.
I think Captain America would feel very sick if you keep doing that.
He won't get sick if I do that. He's going to get fun.
Thinks it's fun, does he?
Yeah. But sometimes when he touches that, he'll be dead.
Yeah, he doesn't touch my will or he would be dead.
Mom. Mom.
Yes.
One day when I'm your side, I could do it.
We'll see.
What
We'll
size
see.
are you?
What size am I? A lot bigger than you. That's for sure.
What number
Oh,
are
look.
you?
Mary's giving you loads of kisses. And Mary's giving you like double lots of kisses.
My name is on.
Your name is up there. Right. So do I get a kiss then? Mwah. You're going to go to bed now.
What number are you?
I'm not telling you. Especially certainly not online. Right. Go on. I want you to go upstairs to bed. And go and get yourself in bed, please. Give me a cuddle. Give me a cuddle properly, please. Go on. Go and put yourself up in
Hey,
bed.
why did you take that off
Because
there?
that one is looking at what I'm doing with my hands. Okay?
Mom,
Yes.
what if we both hold it? And
No,
then
because I don't want you to hold it as well. All right? Go on,
Hey.
off to bed now, please.
I want to have a big super hug.
Yeah, don't climb up. Mwah. Go on, please. I said you're going to be good for me. Go on. I've got the monitor so I can see you. Go on. Love you. Nighty night.
I'm going to have a light on.
No. Turn the light off when you get upstairs then.
I'll do it upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, so yarn, all of your yarn plies or your singles must be spun in the same way, because when you come to ply the yarn to make a balanced, you know, what you buy in the shops as it were, you have to ply it by twisting them the other way, so your wheel goes the other way, and that helps balance it out. And that's basically it. You just sit and you spin, and it's nice and it's zen. And I haven't done it for ages, actually. It's one of those things that you enjoy it loads, and then you put it away and you think, oh, I haven't done that for a while, and you get it out and you're like, dude, why have I not done this for a while? Turn the light off, please. Turn the light off and get in bed. Can't see. Yeah, sock yarn tends to be 3 or 4 ply yarn. Sport weight, most yarns tend to be about a 4 ply, mainly because it just makes a nice round yarn once it's done. Go and get in your bed, please. Yeah, I know. Get back. What? You waving at me? Hi. I'm waving at you. Go on, go sleep. Kids. Yeah, it is hard. It takes practice, and what you start off with is embarrassing. But once you've got the hang of it, it is one of those things that you can do it while you're watching TV, or what, Daryl? I'm not doing anything right now. Go to sleep. Once you've got the hang of it, it's, you know, I tend to spin while I'm watching the TV because otherwise I get bored. But yeah, I don't like flax. I don't work with flax very much. So you must have had a distaff and everything on your wheel then to hold the flax sticking up from the wheel. I mean, you can buy electric ones, Mary, and that takes away the treadling action, and all it is just the top of the wheel, and it's plugged in, a bit like a sewing machine. And you tap a pedal to get it going and a pedal to make it stop. I've had one of those as well. They're great for if you're travelling. Yes. Okay. No, I haven't. Go to sleep, Daryl. Hello, Dorkalicious Crafter. Welcome to my channel. What one have you got, love? I had a Hanson for a while. Absolutely loved it. But I found that I wasn't using it because I prefer prefer the treadle motion of it, really. I suppose it's a bit relaxing, although sometimes my feet get carried away and my hands are going ah. So right, Ashford spinner, yeah, they're a bit clunkier, aren't they, than the Hansons. I saved for months to get my Hanson, and then I sold it. I can't remember who I sold it to. It's great for plying though. I used to use mine for plying, but then I thought, I've got all that money sitting there and it takes me so long to spin up bats now because it's been a while, and it's basically just sitting there not being used. It just seemed like such a waste, and I'm one of very few people that I actually enjoy plying rather. It's not really merry, it's just that motion, okay? And then you pinch with that hand and let go with that hand. Yeah? The only thing you're really doing is keeping a gentle hold here to stop your fibre disappearing, but you don't even need to do that. I just do it to keep it out of the way. So if you're pinching with your forward hand, you're not pinching with your back hand. And if you're pinching with your back hand, you're not pinching with your forward hand. I've not seen a 2. I didn't know they'd brought out a 2. Yeah, but the teacher had already done a lot. The drop bobbin is what's up there. Drop spindle. I got one of them. I'll show you one of them in a minute. What are you spinning at the moment then? This is one of DK Felt Studios' bats. Love her stuff. Kinky time. So, hello my darling. Gosh, I haven't spoken to you in far too long. See, look, you put up that you're doing something different on your channel and all these people come out the bloody woodwork. Hello my love. Everybody, this is Sue. I've known Sue for more years than probably either one of us want to admit. Most of the people in my chat today, hello Tina, achy sweetheart. Most of the people in my chat are planner folk, so because I usually do planner videos, and I draw and I get drunk and I like Malibu. Run out on a cow. Oh, I hate that. So what you been up to, Sue? You alright, darling? It's a good thing really that it takes so long, because it actually works out, barring equipment, being quite a cheap well, I don't know, Sue's gonna laugh now, being quite a cheap hobby, provided you don't like go mad. I've got a stash that's probably worth, a stash of fibre that is, probably worth somewhere in the region of about £600. My wheel's worth more than that. So is it you that likes to do fleeces? Because we were just talking about prepping and all that lot. And I can't stand doing bloody fleeces. I like pretty and sparkly. Spinning like a banshee and a wee bit in it. Good for you. Is your vertigo playing up, Tina? Oh. Yeah, this is nice because it goes through it started off as like a purple. Right at the beginning of the bobbin, it's more purpley. I haven't knit much lately, Sue. I don't know. I've got a double knitting cardigan in the other room that I've had on the go for a year and I've barely touched it. And a couple of pairs of socks, and that's about it really. Only about 20 in stock. And yeah, Sue likes on fleece. I don't. Filthy, dirty things. So some people like to get in and give it a good clean and go from scratch, you know. I don't like the work that is entailed in it. I prefer to go and buy my yarn already carded and sparkled and dyed and all of that lot. And the sparklier and the prettier it is, the better. But then I'm also one of those people that I rarely use the yarn that I spin, because the issues with hand spun yarn is that when you wash an item, you've then got to block it, and you know, I don't have time for that with a 4-year-old running about. You miss seeing my little one, Sue. He was down here just now. He comes down and demands kisses. Hello, Mikey's mum. This is what I am currently making into yarn. Sorry, the light's catching off of it a bit. It's a blue in colour. It goes through from a lovely sort of sea green right through to purple. And it's a mix of merino wool, tencel, baby camel, rose fibre and silk. Put it away somewhere, Mary. I've sold hand spun yarn before now. Not a lot, but I just enjoy the process. Yeah, he's usually on at the beginning of my lives. Yeah, I sell it, give it away, whatever. Is it you that's on the boat, Sue? Are you still on the boat? Is it you? Or am I getting my peoples mixed again? Yeah, it would. It's just being bothered to do it, really. And then there's the argument that some people spin to primarily sell their yarn. So they charge what it's worth in the amount of man hours that go into it. Now, I wouldn't want to charge that because I do this as a hobby. I don't do it as a business. This is something that I enjoy doing. Go to sleep, Daryl. Hang on a sec. Where is Sheepy? Right, well, you've got Sheepy, so stop moaning. So I wouldn't want to sell the equivalent of the amount of man hours. Was it Wiggles? Yeah, it might well be. I can't remember. Yeah, I wouldn't want to sell it at, you know, however many man hours that went into it, plus the cost of the fibre and so on and so forth. But if I sell it at, you know, oh yeah, I knocked this up and it took me 3 years to do it, so you can have it for 20 quid or whatever, I'm going to piss off an awful lot of people that do this to make money. You know? And besides, now, because I don't spin as much as I used to, it takes so long for me to spin something up that I would probably be selling a skein of yarn every year or 2 years. It's been a while, actually, since I finished one. Part of it is because my wheel sits up on top of a calyx unit, and it's just the whole, I can't bother to get it down. You know, it is literally one of those out of sight, out of mind sort of thing. Yeah, I think it was Wiggles, actually, Sue. Is it Jill? Was that her name? I haven't spoken to her in forever. She's still about, I assume. I don't know. I can't remember last time I went on Ravelry and checked in there. Don't use it anymore. Shawls. Lace weight shawls, cardigans, anything really. People tend to default to, yeah, there you go. See, so Sue sells, she has just one outlet, takes yarn and knitting. Don't get much time to do it, but pays for campsites, etc. If you are like me and when you're not absolutely concentrating on it, you default to quite a thin single, which would make, awesome, next time you see us, tell her I said hi. Which would make, you can do it as a 2-ply for a lace weight yarn, or you can add more plies to make it thicker. And obviously the more plies you add, the thicker your yarn will get. So you can do it that way, which draws out the whole spinning process even more. Or you can concentrate and actually spin a thicker single to start with. How many wheels you got, Sue, now? I've only got this one. This is my anniversary matchless. 45th anniversary, I might add. No, 40th, sorry. Yeah, go on then. You got a stupid question. Go for it. No questions are stupid if you don't know how it's done. Hi, Andy. Yes, there are lots of fibres that you can spin. Right, hang on. Oh, ouch! Right. 3 at the moment. Tut. I got the 1 wheel and 2 spindles. Right. So, meet my drop spindles. Now, Sue might recognise what brand that is. Can't remember if you're into spindles as well, Sue. That's a drop spindle. Right, there's nothing on it. And that's another drop spindle. It's got a yarn in progress on it. You can buy plant fibre, Mary, milk fibre and stuff like that. Right, this is... Oh, ouch. Can't remember what fibre this is. Now this is a blend of alpaca, camel, silk and merino. So while she wouldn't be able to touch this, because obviously it's got merino in it, what is she like with like alpaca yarn or camel yarn? Because it's not wool, it's different. Very, very soft. Swooping to your desktop so she can see. Let me know when you're there. And I'll show you how to use one of these in a sec. If you like, I can send you a little bit of pure alpaca. I think I've got some somewhere. Just to find out, provided obviously she's not deathly allergic to wool. Just to find out how bad it is. But that obviously that's entirely up to her and it's her risk to take. Bagger, I drank all my drink. I split my nail today, guys. A downward split. It hurts. You itch when you touch wool. I wonder if you would be the same with a camelid type. You know? Yeah, it hurt. Right on the edge. Right there. About 1 millimetre or 2 thick. I had to cut it off because it was really sore. And it is really sore now. You're allergic to wool and Angora, but not alpaca. Okay, fair enough. So, yeah. I like spinning alpaca. It is so buttery. It just spins so nicely. So this probably looks a little bit like, was it Sandy that was talking about? She did a, sorry, I'm a bit crap today. This probably looks a little bit like something you used, Sandy. Although this is slightly more expensive. Or it might have looked a bit like that. It's got a hook, it's got a whirl, and it's got a shaft. Now, one of these does basically, well, it does, not basically, it does. Yeah. This does everything that does. Okay? You can do everything on this that you can do on that. I know people that prefer spindles. Spindles are great because you can take them with you. You know, it's a bit hard to cart a wheel around. About the diameter of your finger, yeah, I think I know the type you were given. This isn't quite that thick. But again, this is, you know, a more expensive one. I'm buzzing here. Oh, for heaven's sake. You've got your hook. This is a whirl. And then you've got your shaft. Okay. Now, to spin on this, again, you need your fibre. I keep mine in a little bag. Yes, I spun the yarn and I knit the yarn up for this little bag. I like this little bag. I'm going to have to find the pen. That looks like a Bosworth. You are correct. Now, for your bonus points, name that spindle. If you don't get this, Sue, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. Yeah, you'd be thinking right, darling. You would be thinking right. It's... I'll see if I can get in focus a little bit. Hang on. Where's me? My magic mouse works really, really well on this glass mat. Wrong one. I'm zooming in on the wrong fucking camera. Hang on. Oh, come here, over here. There you go. That is made by a company called Golding. Okay. They make very, very nice spindles and even nicer wheels. There you go. Now that is Tibetan silver with turquoise and I don't know what the other stones are, I can't remember. Golding is called gold for a reason. Yeah. This to buy, it wasn't even second hand, okay? It had gone through 2 or 3 owners before I got it. It was about £60. Alright. Now, to put that in perspective, this is a Bosworth made by a different company. And all this is wood, right? And only wood. And that was £60 new. The Golding, like I say, it's they're sought after, but they're so expensive that some people just can't afford them. Yeah, very, very, very pretty. And these are the only 2 spindles I've got now. I did try to trace my very, very first supported spindle, and I'd sold that to Moon and Muttley Guzzy over in Lymington. I think it was her, or was it Donna? It was Donna, Bex and Donna's Donna, and she'd sold it to somebody in Scotland, but she can't remember who. So yeah, but spindles are spindles are spindles, okay, right? You can stick a CD on a stick and it'll work the same way. Just, you know, it was pretty and I had to have it. Yeah, that is, yeah, it is all hand carved. It is all done. You know, it's beautiful. It's fixed on there extremely well. And it's, you don't see any glue. And yeah, it's the same on both sides. And it's a nice weight to it, you know. It is a nice weight to it. And it's a nice thickness. They both are. They're both similar. The Golding is lighter. The Golding, this one, the empty one, is lighter than the wooden one, the Bosworth. So, let's just... Shut up, you stupid machine. Just bring you here. Yeah. Yeah. It's because it's silver as well. It's Tibetan silver. So, right. So, for a spindle, you have your fibre. Now you can either use a distaff or you can chuck it in a bag like I do, because I cheats. And then what you do, you get your fibre like this. I won't do much on this because it makes my arms ache. You pre-draft, like I showed you earlier. You unwind a little bit. Can you see how fine that is? A little bit of that. And there's a notch. Can you see it there on the side of the whirl? Shall I embiggen? Let's see if I can click the right one. Wrong one. That one. There we go. So there's a notch on the side of the whirl. There it is. Now your yarn goes through the notch and then round the hook. I hope you can see that. It's really hard to show you because it's fine yarn. So what you do now is you get your pre-drafted yarn and you work in basically the same way you did on the wheel. You hold them together, but instead of treadling, you now twist. And then you draft through the top there. Now I'm probably going to drop this because it's been a while. You have to keep the twist going. It has been a long while since I used my spindles. I was told, learn with a spindle first because it will teach you how to use a wheel. I was like, no, fuck that. Right, and then the spindle turns like that and the twist runs up the yarn to your hands, and you're doing the same process with your hands that you were doing with the wheel. And then once it's twisted, you wind it onto the spindle, yeah, and then you go through the notch like that. My only issue with spindle spun yarn is I tend to over twist. Let's do my heading because it's all falling out. Alright. I actually don't like the bag on my hand, but that's just me. I tend to over twist my yarn. I'm going to stand up so you guys can see it a little bit better. My chair gets out of the fucking way. I'm wondering which camera would be better. Let's try that one. Alright, so I've got the yarn in my top hand and the spindle there. Okay, you spin and you draft. That's why it's called a drop spindle, because quite often you drop the fucking thing. But all you do is you just pick it up and you keep going. I either put too much spin in or I don't put enough. I find spindles far too fiddly in comparison to a wheel. They all learnt on a wheel and couldn't see the point of spindles. Yeah, I was initially told you should learn on a spindle because, you know, it will teach you the mechanics. But I got so frustrated learning on a spindle that it nearly put me off using a wheel altogether. And yet, you know, I love wheel spinning. I find it so incredibly therapeutic. Spindle spinning is great, but it just seems to take so much longer sometimes. Frailin does my nutting because she takes a spindle to shows and, you know, spins a fucking shed load. Yeah, yours was a bit bigger. Drop it, curse under your breath, yeah. Love the shirt. Outcast Pro Wrestling! And I hope by now you've all watched the video. April, I really do appreciate the fact that you commented on that because I know wrestling is not your cup of tea. In a way, a spindle is more fun because it feels more manual, I suppose. Whereas a wheel, you're like, yeah, all I'm doing is treadling, and you know, and it feels a bit of a cheat sometimes. I cannot spindle spin sitting down. I don't know why. It's just something I've never been able to do. And the trick is, it's a bit like spinning plates. Don't let it stop. Once taught a clown on stilts how to use one. I bet he got a fantastic drop on that. Could you imagine? I've seen people do it over the stairs. One thing I've never tried is plying on a spindle. I've actually, no, I lie. I've got 3 spindles. I've got my little, oh, who is it that makes the ones where the little balls come out? The 3. Oh, fuck. Can't remember his name. Getting some tea. Trindles. It's alright, my brain has finally spied the answer. Yeah, Trindle. There you go. It come up on my chat just as you, just as I said it. Yeah, I've got a Trindle somewhere as well, actually. So there you go. That is using a spindle, guys. You know, it's a bit more involved than using a wheel. I think, anyway. But then, of course, you know, like I say, I learnt on a wheel first. But it works in the same way that if you want to apply what you spin on a spindle, you have to spin the spindle the other way. And I think that's partly why. I think I've still got a Turkish. I've got an IST one. Okay, hang on then. Let's explain Turkish spindles to everybody. So that is one type of spindle. Hang on a sec. Right. Oh, yeah, I just so happen to have it supported there as well. That's good. crochet hook. Yep, I've got a Turkish as well. Right. Okay, Mikey, see you later. Oh. No, I wasn't talking to you. Go sleep. Right. Okay. So, several other spindles for you to look at. That's a crochet hook. Hang on. Oh, dear. Right. Ooh, okay. Hang on, I've just got to assemble it. There is actually a man here on the Isle of Wight who makes spindles. Very nice spindles they are too. That is a Turkish spindle. Okay. Now, the first thing you should notice is that your oils are in different places. Okay. This spindle, the expensive one, is a top whorl spindle, i.e. the disc is at the top. Okay. Same with the one you've just seen me using. The whorl is at the top. This is a Turkish or a bottom whorl. Okay, now you can have them with round. It's Turkish because it's got the 4 arms. Now, the cool thing about one of these is that this makes a ball as you spin. Yeah. When you spin on one of these, you spin your yarn and then you have to wind the yarn off onto something else. I bought from notonhighstreet.com some like little mini bobbins which are fantastic for rolling off onto. You can't just slide the yarn off of this. With this, once this is full of yarn, all right, and it makes a ball, funny enough, shaped roughly like that, you can pull the centre bit out and then you can pull the arms out. Yeah, like so, which leaves you with a ball. And a centre pull ball at that. Now, if you have done quite a lot of knitting, you might know a bit about centre pull balls. The good thing about a centre pull ball is that if you pull the yarn from the middle of the ball, the yarn won't roll around the floor and have Romeo chasing it while you knit from it. This creates centre pull balls. Okay, this is quite a lightweight one. This was made by a man here on the Isle of Wight. His name's Ian, very nice man. And yeah, he made this for me not that long ago. Yeah, so that's one of those. This. Sue, do you recognise this? Because I can't remember what company made it. It's the one with the gem in the end. And my brain's completely died on what brand it is. This is a support spindle. Okay. Now a support spindle does exactly what it says on the tin. You basically support it, usually in a wee bowl. Okay. And you leave it in the bowl as you spin it. Now, I am gonna... My mouse is now freaking out. Right. So you rest it like that. Okay. No, I can't remember who did them either. Funnily enough, glass or ceramic bowls are the best. And you spin it. And as you do it, you draw your yarn off the top. And as you can see, I've not tweaked that again. It's going to fall off my mat. They spin for ages on the right surface. But it's called a support spindle because it requires something to sit in, basically. You can get wooden bowls, metal bowls, ceramic bowls. This is a glass mat, Sue, and it likes the glass mat. It goes like blooming nobody's business. With just one little... And the trouble is it's travelling. Like a spinning top. It's travelling across the mat and it's still going on one tweak. these will spin for ages, but they're a little bit harder to use than a regular drop spindle. If you want to learn a drop spindle, April, get a cheap one. Don't get a really heavy one. All right, Ashford are the most common ones that people go for, but they're really heavy. Really, really heavy. Should you get a top well or a bottom well? That's a matter of preference. I prefer top wells, but I know quite a lot of people that prefer bottom wells. Top wells are more common. Yeah. These spin, the supported spindles spin so well because the weight is all here in the bottom. I can't angle it so you can see because you're on my actual Mac computer. So what you do is, as it's spinning, your yarn wraps up around the shaft and then comes off the top. Yeah, start with a drop spindle. I mean, the guy who made my Turkish makes drop spindles, and he ships all around the world. And a drop spindle from him will cost, I don't know what he's running at about now, about £20-30. I mean, you can use a Turkish like a drop, like a supported, like one of these. You just put it down and do it the same way. It won't spin as well, but it will still work. He makes these, he makes these, and he makes a standard drop spindle. There be an Alex. Hello, Alex. Are you all right? Dog. Yeah, they still can't see you because you is too tall, innit?
Hello, internet.
Yes, Ian's spindles are good. They're very, very well made.
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah. See, that's saying a lot because April doesn't do wrestling.
Maybe next time.
So, yeah. You can talk to him for a sec while I go and fill up. Floof. You want one too? You're going to have to go and buy yourself some lasagna if you want lasagna.
You didn't buy me one when you bought you one.
I didn't buy me one.
What did you buy you one
I didn't
of?
buy me anything.
What did you eat then?
The rest of the doner.
Oh. Well, that wasn't very nice of you. Your bloody spinning wheel's in the way of my extraordinarily long legs. She's just no professionalism whatsoever. None. Like, what's this doing?
Oh, cracky, hang on, because you've got spinning people in my chat that don't know who you are. Sue and Dorkalicious Craft, if you're still here, this is my son Alex. And he made his in-ring wrestling debut last night. Videos on my channel.
How tall am I? 6'2". Am I sore? A little bit. I think that's more due to overexposure than anything. Like I've been training like 3 times a week. So I've got lots of bumps and sores and bruises and that kind of thing. It was an awesome match. Thank you, Amber. I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun match to do. Pardon the puppy.
Did you burples?
She did. It was gross.
Yeah.
You have a gross dog.
I know.
I'm trapped here now.
But you're not.
Yeah, I am.
You're not. Swivel it round and get out my chair. Yeah, get out my chair. Mind your knees.
Screaming ouch the whole time you were watching.
Yeah, Amber, I don't know whether you meant to, but you posted ouch about 6 times and one of them got flagged. because
Spam,
because you did it. Gail watched your match. So what do you think, Gail? And hello.
Which one's the wrestling one?
Amber.
Amber.
Oh,
Yes, 1 match down, many more to come.
we paid for spinning. Yeah, all right. Naggy pants. Oh dear. They're forcing me to spin.
Forcing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I posted it on Instagram that I was going to be spinning, and all of a sudden I got a couple of my craft a lot in there.
I look 7 foot tall. Oh yeah, I am. I'm 7 foot.
Yeah.
8 foot even.
Yes, that's typed on purpose.
When's the next match? The next show is the 14th of December.
Yeah.
It's our 18 plus show, so there's going to be more swearing, more weapons, more violence.
More of Scrappy Jack's blood.
Yeah.
I've put that money into my journal, and then I wrote on it, in this envelope is money licked by Cain.
Yeah.
You want to tell them that slowly, bit by bit, I'm collecting all of their DNA.
Yeah, right. Will she be filming it? I don't think you are.
Probably not, because I want to enjoy it, and you know.
I don't know if I'll be in any particularly violent matches. I would like to be, but where I'm still, you know, I've only had one match on a show, so.
That's what I said to Alex. I said the issue is obviously I want to watch his match and be, you know, hey Laurie, and be all like, but then on the other hand, I also want to film it so that I've got it, so that also he can watch it back and, you know, have a look at or analyse what he's done, you know. Who knows?
Get someone to film it. We do have 2 people that film the matches, but I don't know where the recordings go. Jackson's dad does like the hard cam, and then we've got a podcaster that does.
Laura said their bass player's on holiday in December, and if he's on holiday that weekend, her and Gary are going to come.
Awesome.
Which would be good.
Gary down the road.
Yeah, Laura and Gary.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Well, I think it also gives them a chance to scope out strings as well. So.
You understand you're wrestling fans from
Yeah. I mean, watching it sort of through my phone and watching it.
Can't you get a seat where you can set up a tripod? Not at the next.
Not
venue,
at the next one. It's in a nightclub.
And not if she wants a front row seat.
So.
If she wants a front row seat, then no, because the tripod's going to be in everyone's way.
Yeah. Tell them your internet fans need to see you. Yeah, tell them you've already got a fan base.
Yeah, I have.
Did you tell Kane I'm going to adopt him?
No, I'm not going to bloody talk about his family. It's none of my fucking business.
Tell him I'm going to adopt him.
It's none of my business. I'm going to go get me some lasagna then.
Yeah, go grab yourself some.
I will return.
Okay. Stream it live, yeah, if only I could. Peyton watched it with you this morning. Awesome. Did she like it? International fan base. Yeah. Yeah. I'm lazy. Willy Winder on the wheel. If Nathan ever stops making these, I think the spinning world will, like, go into a major fucking revolt or something. he still spinning? I haven't seen him for yonks. But then I haven't been to any shows for... I didn't go this year and I didn't go last year. So, you know, I can't afford to, you know, because I'm back on the island. Okay, Gail. Awesome. Thanks, love. It costs so much now to get a car off of the island. I just can't afford it. Not when I've then got to factor in fuel, especially if I go to Woolfest, to factor in the cost of fuel. And yes, it is. It's merino, tencel, baby camel, rose fibre and silk. Yeah, to get off the island for a weekend just for the ferry is about £100 now. And then I've got to factor in, you know, fuel cost, hotel. I can't afford to do it. It's just too much money. It's a shame because I really enjoyed Wonderwall last time I went. And I found this lovely little hotel in Wales. Okay, Gail. That was quite old fashioned. And Daryl loved it though. He thought it was bloody brilliant. And it was quite cheap. And really, really enjoyed it, but I just can't get off the island. It's just the money to get off the island. I've just realised this is the first time I've done any spinning since switching to bifocals. Or varifocals. I'm sitting higher than I'm used to as well. I usually do this sitting in an armchair because I'm lazy boo. No, the show in Wales that I like to do is at the Royal Welsh Showground, and it's kind of like out the way from... It's not so much the in Wales part of it. It is, well, it's not so much the get into Wales. It's when I'm in Wales, because I have to be able to get around, obviously, to get to, you know, from hotel to the showground, somewhere to eat, and if I've got, yeah, that'll cost us as much as getting the car over.
Hey, Ma!
What?
They didn't have potato wedges, so I got onion rings.
I've already got onion rings.
Yeah, I didn't know, so I just bought some more. It's not like they're going to go off, because they freeze.
Yeah, thanks.
See how cold that is?
Didn't get me lasagna.
You said you'd eaten.
I said I'd had doner meat.
Exactly, you had eaten
I
the
had
doner
snack. I didn't have dinner. I was waiting for you to come home.
Now you were being silly.
I was going to wait for you to come home and have dinner with you.
Being ridiculous.
The open packet is in the bottom drawer of the fridge freezer.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then it's in this freezer, enjoy. Should I put this in the chest freezer? Or...
Yeah.
That's fine, I can do that.
Give him a noggy. And not only that, but a train with a 4 to 5 year old and my mother. I'd rather just use a car, because then I'd also have the issue of a car seat if I hired a car, because I've got to bring Daryl, you know, so I'd be better off just bringing my bloody car, really. I do enjoy the shows, more just to keep up with everybody, you know. How far away from you is it? Knitting and Stitching Show. Oh, you want to get me up to Harrogate? Ah. Well, I could go up on the London train. That's easier than going to Wales. Yeah, we could come bunk with you for a weekend as long as you don't mind a 4-year-old. Although he'd freak at the dog. He's not that good with big dogs. Yeah, I know you got to. But it's the pup that would freak him out because he's big. I annoyed Zach because I went over and went to him. You missed a really good. He was like, I know, I've already had. I was like, no, but it was awesome. He said, yeah, Alex said he'd send you that. I'll do it now. I'll watch it when I get home. He was going. So
yeah, the guys who hadn't already seen it enjoyed it.
Good.
Rudy came up to me and said that dive was awesome.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he's only collie size, but you know, that's bigger than Shih Tzu size.
Oh good, my phone is dying.
Go plug it in then.
I'm gonna have to, so I can keep an eye on the time.
It's 8:52.
Yeah.
I used to have a camper van, and I used to pick up a friend of mine from Woodford Green, and I'd pick her up, and then her and I would go to shows in my camper, me, her and the dog. So we used to have great fun. We'd go away for the majority of the weekend. Thank you, April. Daryl's asleep. That's good. Yeah, me and Claire used to come up in the van. Couldn't afford to really keep it on the road, just to do the odd knitting show, and then
Say bye.
Hi Pussycat, you going out?
Yeah.
Yay.
Been on that fucking pillow all day.
Lazy bitch. Yeah, I used to pick Claire up and then we'd drive up to either Wales or the Lake District, dependent on where we were going. She won't go back to Wales now, and after that really, really bad cold year that we had there, gosh, I'm going back a bit there, but it screwed her up quite a lot and she had real troubles with that. So she won't go to Wales, not to that show anyway. She goes to visit Christina. And it was great. We used to just go and park by the roadside somewhere and crash out overnight, and then go and park on the showground. If we weren't helping on the Ravelry area, if we were helping on the Ravelry area, we got to park up with all the vendors and that, which was awesome. Which is what we did most of the time in Wales, because that was back when Bob was still alive, you know. You have one, cost a fortune to run, but fun. Yeah. It quite possibly was. I've only been to a couple more since then. It was horrible, that one. Really bad. I ended up putting Claire in the van and basically bundling her up and turning the heater on. Yeah, I mean, the issue we had was obviously, you know, to tax it, insure it and all that lot, just to do one foreign holiday and Wanderwool and Woolfest each year was just more than we could afford to do, really, at the time. And Mum's too old now, really, to sort of justify the cost. And then, like I say, it's getting off the bloody island. So, yeah, it was, and it was too cold for her, so... Smothered chicken and sausage, mashed potatoes, chicken, rice and corn. That sounds delicious. It does look like cotton candy in the bag. It's nice stuff to spin, but that's the silk in it. And the baby camel as well. I love spinning baby camel because it's so foofy. Yeah, we went to a show in Wales one year, guys. And the temperature just dropped. The show's in April and it's at the Royal Welsh Showground. And the temperature dropped. Now, bearing in mind, the showground is mainly for cattle shows. So it is a big open marquee type thing. And it's all concrete floor. And there's vents everywhere because obviously they're used to, you know, cattle shitting everywhere and all that lot. So it's all very, very open. And the temperature plummeted this one year. And the girl I was up there with, the lady I was up there with, she's got a shunt. She had a situation years ago where she got Lyme disease after a bite and it caused swelling and she had a load of fluid, so she's got this permanent shunt fitted. But when she gets cold, or when she gets really, really cold, it's like her brain just shuts down on her. And she was sat there and she was all wrapped up in coats and scarves and all that lot, and she just went non-verbal on me. I'm there talking to her and I'm like, okay, for God's sake, you know. And I said to everybody, look, I need to get her warmed up because, you know, she's closing down on me. And I had this massive argument with one of the attendants because I said to him, look, I need to bring my van down so I can get my friend into it because there was no way I was going to get her up the hill. And you can't park there, it's a fire exit. I said, I'm not going to park right in front of it. I said, I'm going to park there next to that car. I said, but I need to bring it down. It's a medical emergency and you can't fucking stop me. And I stomped off up the hill, got my van and drove it down and took her out into it, turned the heater on, basically. And then I said to her, look, Claire, I said, I know you don't understand this, but you need to take off some of your layers to allow the heat to get to you, kind of thing. And I managed to get her out of sort of a coat and a couple of jumpers and put her to bed under a fleecy blanket, and the dog curled up in her bed next to her, and I left the heater on, left her in the van with the heater on. And it was a couple of hours before she sort of really came round, and she hasn't been back to that show since. And that was, crikey, that's about 10 years ago, because it just screwed her up so much.
Yeah, Jaden got that hole in his back on that ladder match. Apparently he was looking for his skin at the end of the show.
Oh!
He like went out there, he's like, I want it back.
I don't think it's going to reattach somehow.
Yeah, right.
Is he alright?
Yeah, apparently he's fine.
Good.
He just wanted that piece of skin back.
Yeah, I need to upload the photos actually. So, was that last time you went as well? Yeah, I've been probably 2 or 3 times since then. I've been a couple of times with, I think I went the year after Daryl was born. And I've been a couple of times since then. So yeah, 3 times, I think, since Daryl was born. Missed the last couple of years. Pardon me. Did not like the rival nose, dick. And then I had the issue because I was going up. There's a show also up in the Lake District called Woolfest, and that used to be really cool because I used to stay with somebody. And then one year I was all ready to go, and I messaged her like 10 days before the show, only to be told that she'd converted the spare bedroom into a craft room and there was nowhere for us all to sleep. It's like, I guess I ain't fucking going then. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh no. So, you know, and I definitely can't afford to get a car over on the ferry, then drive 300 odd miles and pay for a hotel. It's just, you know, not going to happen. Although I'd like to do the Lake District now that I've got a decent camera. So you need to win the lottery to keep me in the manner in which I'd like to become accustomed. Please.
No.
Child.
No.
What do you mean no?
I mean, if I win the lottery, it's for me.
You owe me money.
You'll get a bit.
I'll get a bit.
Like a penny or two.
A penny or two. Charming.
Are we 800 watts or 900 watts?
Yeah.
You're helpful.
Chuck it in if you want to poke it. If it's not hot enough, chuck it in for a little bit longer.
You're helpful.
What, turning into craft rooms or putting people up in? Yeah, no, that was Karen Burnett. Scottish Karen. Kazzy Knits. And it was like, yeah, it's like, but Kaz, where am I going to stay? This is no good. You can't do this to me. I was like, you've still not got the mattress. Because one year we'd literally slept, me, my daughter, and Daryl. That was he was 18 months old. And we went up there and she had one double mattress. And she was like, I don't know how you're going to manage. I was like, that's fine. And we turned the mattress sideways. So, you know, our heads, shoulder, basically to hips was on the mattress. But it meant that the three of us could all sleep on this mattress together. And our feet hung off the bottom of the mattress because we were all on the floor. Feet hung off the bottom of the mattress. And I was like, as long as I'm covered up, I don't mind. That's fine. Daryl thought it was bloody great. Not as good as a hotel in Wales, but he did think it was good fun.
Okay, but this is more important. And you guys might be able to see it. She's using her pizza slice as a pillow.
She is.
She's got a little squeaky pizza slice.
Hang on. You want that one. Hang on just a moment. She's got this little toy, which is a pizza slice.
She's using it as a pillow.
And she's actually using it as a pillow.
Which is very important to me.
That's adorable. That is, like, absolutely adorable.
Tiny touch of latency on that webcam.
Yeah, I know. I think it might be because I'm running 3.
No, it might be. Have you like increased the?
I haven't touched anything.
Resolution.
No, haven't touched anything since we set it all up.
That's strange.
I've had a couple of instances in recording where it's dropped frames as well.
That might because I don't know. Fucking no. Shitty computer. Get a better one.
There's nothing wrong with my Mac. You leave my Mac alone.
Everything wrong with the Mac.
It needs an update actually because new iOS has come out.
Yay!
Yay! That's where I sit here for 4 hours going, please don't balk my computer. Why is Photoshop so expensive?
It's kind of tacky, isn't it?
It is a bit. Yeah.
Because it's tacky glue!
You did that far too fast.
Yeah. Why is Photoshop expensive?
Yeah.
Because Microsoft.
I want to play, well, Adobe. I want to play with it.
Because...
But it's a subscription only.
It's subscription now.
Photoshop is a monthly subscription.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was free and then it was pay once and now it's subscription.
It's a monthly subscription.
That's lovely.
Because I was going to get it so that I can play with my photos and learn how it works, you know. Mm-hmm. And I went on and I was like, I must be reading that fucking wrong. But yeah, it's something like, is it £10 a month subscription?
That is so cool. So...
Yeah, so shitty. Bastards.
That is...
But it gives you like the standard Photoshop and one that's pure... I know it sounds really weird, but for photos. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because Photoshop can do so much. Yeah, I know, but I'm not willing to pay £10 a month for something I'm going to use like 2 or 3 times a month. Yeah, I think the fact that it went to, I would willingly pay. Hey Romeo, I would willingly pay like, you know, a couple £100 for it if that's what you know. But I'm not willing to pay every month because it would take me so long to learn how to use it. Okay, so back to the spinning side of things.
Can't you get GIMP on Mac?
Yeah, I've got GIMP.
Just use GIMP.
I don't know how to. And everybody online uses Photoshop.
But it does the same fucking thing.
Well, I don't know how to, because, you know, nobody will teach me.
It's because you're impossible to teach.
No, I'm not impossible to teach. This actually has one of those little bobbins in. Romeo. Romeo's their cat, by the way. April can't tuck his own. Okay, April. Can't do wool. This is silk. And this is my little trindle, actually, so I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, this is pure silk. It's nothing but silk. And what I do is I spin it up and then I wind it off onto this bobbin.
Why not spin it down?
Shut up.
I'm fine.
No, you're really not. $20.99 a month. Yeah, but they do different subscriptions for different things.
What's the cheapest?
Here, £10.
What?
Yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah, £10 a month.
With a capital H?
Yes.
What?
As in, you may fire when ready. Right, this
That's absurd.
is called a trindle. Now, the guy who made this basically revolutionized. She says, ew!
That fell.
Spindles. This might get a little bit noisy because Alex is playing with things. You blow my heat gun up, you will buy me a new one. And he revolutionised it in the fact that he makes his shafts
Shaft.
in a series of different weights. Okay, this is the right, okay. That was an ew that you typed, not a ooh. Right. The shafts come in various different weights. Then the wee arms here that you see that make it look like
It's one of those things
atom?
where you bounce the ball and pick it up.
Is it an atom I'm thinking about?
No, it looks like one of those things where you bounce the ball and you pick it up and then catch the ball.
Jacks.
Jacks. Yeah. Looks
Yeah.
like jacks.
These come out.
Sorcery.
Yes. Now you buy these little doohickeys in varying different weights.
I'm going to put that in my labret.
And then when you want to put it, you just stab it back in. Now, with
Does it go back into a hole? Or
yes,
do you
it goes.
okay.
It goes back in. Hang on, let me just play with the focus. Okay, so that's a trindle. Now the balls on this are hematite, and as you can see, there's a hole there.
Can't say that. That's their word.
And a spiky little thing. All right, and you can take these out and you can interchange them, which is awesome. This is the lightest one he does, or the lightest one he used to do. Again, it's been a while. Now, you can spindle spin with silk just as easily as you can with any other.
Why do you have half a glove?
It's an artist glove. Stops you smudging as you go over what work you've already done.
It's no part of my attire.
It's now part okay. It's well, you can shout at your sister for that. So you get a little bit of silk, and this is a very, very small amount. Probably not going to be very much. And you literally, to spin, you catch it in the yarn or in the floof, and you twist it until you've got a bit of yarn going. You see it here at the top of the hook. And the good thing about silk is you can make it so fine. And you just keep going until it's enough there to hold it. Now this little thing will spin forever. And then when you're ready, you can either leave it attached to your hook and bring it down and then just twist it. I personally, silk is very wafty. I personally like to take it off the hook and actually attach it around the shaft and do it that way. Now obviously there's no notch, so all you do when you're ready is you come up between the arms and wrap it around your hook to hold it again. Yeah. What's one price? Oh. Looks you've gone Amazon, you still get it on disc. Yeah, I was researching it the other day though. That's only one element of it. So I mean the good thing with such a light spindle is that you can do it with such a small amount of fibre. But bearing in mind that if you're using one of their really, really light ones, you're going to be spinning very, very fine. Keep forgetting I've got this little one. And basically you just wind it on when you start running out of arm space. Let me draft that out a bit. Is that your lasagna ready already? It smells lush.
Sorry?
That smells lush. Much better than that pot noodle you had earlier. The only thing you've got to be careful of, you can see the fibre is drawn to it. If it's hanging, the motion of the yarn spinning will pull the fibre to it, and you don't want that, because otherwise it gets all caught up and then it's a pain in the bum. See you later, Tina.
This is mine.
I know it's yours. I can almost hear you slobbering on it. It's running away with the lasagna, guys. Oh, I'm caught in my own nails. Get off. But yeah, that's basically silk on a little itty bitty mini trindle. And all of this, right, this big clump of silk, that wee bobbin and this trindle fits inside one of those 0.7 litre really useful boxes. So you can chuck that in the bottom of your purse when you go on holiday And that keep going for bloody ages. You sent me a picture. I don't know what I've done on my phone. April sending me pictures. Hang on. Crikey, I've got notifications all over the place. Oh, baby. Hang on. There's Romeo. He's my bud. He looks so relaxed. He's just like loafed in front of the computer watching me. Oh, hang on. Amber's sending me pictures now as well. I'm sorry I didn't get your message asking me when the live was. And Messenger doesn't want to show me your picture. Hang on, hang on, hang on. What is that? That's like, that looks... Oh, is that your chicken and sausage? Oh yeah, I can see it. Initially I was like, what the fuck is that? Dinner, yeah. Right after you sent that, you got the alert figures. Yeah, I did put it up. Oh, ouch. So yeah, that's all of my spindles. I don't have loads. My Bozzy and my Golding all live in a box together. And again, they live in one of these little suitcase thingies. You know, the cardboard ones that you get, a set of 3 from... We get them from the works here in the UK. They're awesome. I love them. I want to know how to make these. If anybody knows how to make shit like these, I would love to make a suitcase. I just think that would be so freaking awesome. But I'd love to learn how to make one of these. So April, if you know how to make one of these, could you do that in one of your lives? Because you'd have my entire attention for like ever. I tried to look online, but I couldn't find anything like, you know, like when we make things and we go through it step by step and all that lot. I did look online for something about making your own suitcase and I couldn't find it. It was all like really hurried and all of that lot. It's probably going to be one of those things that I'll just have to have a go at. It'd have to be quite sturdy chipboard, I think. I may have to sacrifice one to deconstruct it to have a figure it out, you know. Galena video called me, was it yesterday, so Juju could say hello and Juju wouldn't talk to me. She didn't get how I was like talking specifically to her, and she gave me this look of high suspicion and she wouldn't actually talk to me. It was so funny. And I was going, I tried everything. I was like, hi Juju, you can talk to me, give me a smile baby. And she was just like, I fucking trust you. You were making a washi tape photos and you made it backwards. Yeah, okay. Make it out of a cigar box. No, because the smell. And that's, you know, it's deeper than a cigar box, that one. But we buy them here in like sets of 3. So it's a case in a case in a case, you know, like you do with suitcases. And they're quite common. You buy a set of 3 for like £20 in stationery shops. Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah. Charles said, yeah, maybe. I just like the idea of getting what you guys call chipboard and making it from pure scratch rather than repurposing something else, you know? That just sounds... That sounds cool to me. But I couldn't do a cigar box because the smell would give me migraines. And then I wouldn't want my yarn and fibre smelling of tobacco either, because I wouldn't be able to use it. Years ago I bought some fibre from somebody and I didn't realise until I got it home that she'd sprayed the fibre with lavender, and I'm allergic to lavender. And I got it home and I got it out of the bag and she'd sprayed it so heavily, smell knocked me fucking sideways. And I ended up putting that bit of fibre on a shelf for about 2 fucking years in one of the kids' rooms where I didn't have to sort of smell it for about 2 years before I was able to even go anywhere near it. And then I packaged it back up and sold it on because it was just like, dude. And I actually wrote to her and said, look, you know, and I'd bought it at a show. And I said, look, I bought this fibre at a show, blah, 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 blah. It was only a little show as well. I said, and it absolutely reeks because you've sprayed it. And she was like, well, yeah. She said, you know, because I want to smell. And I was like, yeah, but you haven't taken into account that not everybody likes strong smells. I said, plus the fact, I said, I'm fucking allergic to lavender, you know. Oh, well, you know, what do you expect me to do about it? And she was really rude. And I was like, wow. I said, you realise that you are shooting yourself in the foot with that kind of attitude, you know. And so you get somebody like me, I'm going to go on Ravelry and I'm going to tell every fucker, don't buy from them, you know. And shit stinks, shit sticks. You can have 1,000,001 good reviews. It only takes a bad one to make people go, I might not buy from them because I heard blah 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 blah. But I must admit, I think that's the only one I've had where I've bought something and thought, wow, that smells strong, you know. God, you guys, I've been on for nearly 2 hours. Yeah. I find blue's the worst for that. I had some blue that did that. Died as I bled as I was spinning it. And I mentioned to the lady in question who had dyed it, she was absolutely mortified. But it was a new fibre to her. And she reckons that's why she just didn't rinse it enough. That's why I gave up dyeing. I got sick of looking like, you know, my hands belonged to a dead person when the blue ran all over them. That was always fun. quite possibly do that, yeah, if you want. You might get the occasional though that would wake you up. I called it for 10 minutes and put it on a loop. How's that? I don't die anymore. My back can't stand it. Not only that, but I moved back into my childhood home a few years back, year after Daryl was born, and I'm now in a little sort of 6-foot kitchen, so I don't have the room. And everything that you see over there in that Calyx unit is mostly paper crafts. So it's sort of like, I don't know where I'd keep everything. I enjoyed it while I did it, but there was so much stuff upstairs that I didn't sell. It's just like, I haven't got room to store it all, and all, you know. Add in that yours creaks every so often, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've still got yarn upstairs that I never sold, that has been up there for years and years and years and years and years. Yeah, it possibly would actually, Sandy. Be a good experiment, wouldn't it? I used to spin when Daryl was very, very small. If he couldn't sleep, I'd put him in his bouncy chair in front of me and spin. And he would sit and watch it and, you know, Peyton's sleeping. There you go. Oh, cool. Send me a link, Mary. Please. I just love to have a go at it, you know. I just think that would be so freaking awesome. Because if you sealed it, and if you made it well enough and then sealed it properly, there's no reason why you couldn't actually use it as a proper suitcase. It's not like Peyton fall asleep during one of my lives. Sitting next to her, oh, bless her heart. Yeah, I did. Yeah, watch the wheel. Watch the little birdie. Watch the wheel go round and round and round. I'm sitting at an angle that every time I press my right foot down, it makes my chair creak. Yeah, Sandy, I could do a video where you could just have like the scene in the down there, that one with the fly just going round and round and round, and then an angle of the wheel along with the sound. It's worked on Peyton. Peyton's gone to sleep. I had a Hanson for a while. We were talking about that earlier. Dorkalicious Crafter was here earlier on. We were talking about that. She's got a Ashford 2, E-Spinner 2. I had a Hanson for a while. Claire and I bought them at the same time. Okay, thank you. Saved up loads of money when I was living in Romsey and bought one. And it's nice, lovely, great thing for someone like Claire who can't tread a regular wheel, or for travel. I used to use mine, you know, when I was go to spinning meets and that, you know, because I had a battery pack for mine and everything was great. It was brilliant and I really, really enjoyed using it, but it's just not quite the same. It's not quite the same. And I ended up mainly keeping it for plying because it goes so damn fast. And then of course it comes with that massive, the Hanson comes with a massive bobbin and a woolly winder, and it would hold, you know, 2 bags of, especially because I love Daniela's stuff, It would hold 2 bags of her stuff. Plied, 200 grams of sort of plied fibre, quite happily. So... Yeah, I know. Every time I go to a show, I'm just like, look, I'm just going to pick all this and give you my credit card. Because I just want to buy it all. I sorted out all of my stuff once. And I had a box that had random fibres in it. And then I had 2 laundry bins. One was full of Daniela's stuff, and the other was full of fibre from... Oh, I can't remember her name now. She doesn't do it anymore. And she used to do... she used to do a back club. And I got a double dose every month, and she'd do a sparkly version and a non-sparkly version. Yeah, pretty much. No, because you ply it next. And you can leave it on the bobbin and knit straight from the bobbin, but ideally take it off and wash it and leave it to hang up to sort of set the spin in. Some people like to take it off and whack it against a bathtub or something and all that. Honestly, I don't do any of that. Yeah, I used to get and I had an entire bin full of her stuff as well, because it's very, very similar to Daniela's. She doesn't do it anymore though. And yeah, that was literally a good 60 to 70% of my fibre was these 2 particular sellers. And then I think the next 2 were Marianne and what's her face? The Australian girl. She does quite earthy tones, or she used to anyway. I don't know if she still dyes. Can't remember what her bloody name is now. Brain's gone. And then yeah, after those sort of 4 or 5, it was just all random stuff. I love Daniela's braids. I tend to go more for the bats than I do the braids. It's all the sparkle and shit she adds into it all. And I always buy 2 of everything. Because then you can guarantee if you buy 2 bags or a couple of braids, 2 or 3 braids, that you're going to have enough to sort of, you know, do something decent with. Yeah, I've already spun one bat of this up. I spun it and plied it, actually. I must have Navajo plied that. This is, yeah, I've Navajo plied that. This is 91 grams, which is just under 4 ounces, and this is a twin to the one that I'm spinning now, and that's what it comes out like. And that is a 3-ply yarn. It's done in a way called Navajo plying, which is a bit like the chain plying. Yeah, I know, it's dreadful, isn't it? It's a bit like chain plying. So you make a 3-ply yarn, and to give you an idea of how thick it actually is, I don't have a penny on me. That's how thin it is. And that is a 3-strand or 3-ply yarn. Did you know the shit of it? I haven't written down how fucking long it is. So I'm going to have to measure it again. So that has been spun, plied, washed, and is ready to go. So the white bits you can see in it is silk, pure silk. If it didn't have wool in it, April, I'd send it to you. I really would. But it's got wool in it, and I'm not, you know. I haven't got anything that hasn't got wool in it. Right, ladies, I'm just popping a BRB up while I run to the little girl's room. I'm back. I was wondering whether a camelid would do her, so wool makes her rich. So I'm wondering if maybe like alpaca or baby camel would do for her. It's a little bit harder to spin for a novice. I'm wondering what would be best for her to learn with. You know, if it's something she wants to have a go at. I'll see if I've got some pure alpaca somewhere that I spun, and I know it's pure alpaca. I got it from John Arbon. And I've spun it up, and I haven't knit it yet, and I'm pretty sure it's over there somewhere. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll send you a little mini skein of it. See if you can work with it and what it does for you. If you want me to do that, I can do that. And it's not even dyed, so well, that's why I'm saying I'm wondering if she could work with a camelid. If you know, if you're willing to do that, I can send you a wee bit, do a swatch or something, or you know, knit a square with it or whatever. And it's undyed alpaca yarn. I'm sure it's just alpaca. Because now I've said that, I'm wondering if it's alpaca or merino. I'll have a look. I'm sure if I haven't got some, I can find some pure alpaca and just spin some up for you so that you can have a go with it. They say the best way to test whether a yarn would affect you or not is to tuck a snippet of it inside your bra, because the skin's quite sensitive on that side of your breast, just under your armpit, and if you don't react to it there, you should be alright. I don't know whether that's true or not. Can't remember where I read that. We'll just touch it. She's in the States. Hey Sue, did you ever see the Star Wars scarves I made several years ago? Oops. Can't remember if I did. Hang on. I'm going to show you because you will appreciate the... They're double knitting, as in reversible knitting. No, I chucked them in a box somewhere. Where did I get it? Wasn't that box? Bugger. Can't remember which box I chucked them in. Hang on. There they are. Are you ready? You have to be a Star Wars fan really to appreciate it, but That's the Star Wars stuffs I made. Love them. Well, I didn't love them after I'd finished making 5 of the bloody things, but there you go. Oh. Yeah, I found the pattern online and I thought, and I said to everybody, who wants a star scarf? Who wants a star scarf? 5 people came back and went, I want one, I want one, I want one. I spent all of that year, that was all I made that year. 5 of these fucking scarves. Pretty sure I've still got the chart somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, they're reversible, fully reversible. Good fun to make. Yeah, good fun to make. I really enjoyed making them. But I must admit, I was awfully glad when I'd finished. But I do like reversible knitting. I think that's great fun. Since then I've made Daryl superhero hats. He's got a Spider-Man hat and a Batman hat that's reversible. What else have I made? Oh, I made me a reversible hat. It's got like an owl on it. That's the Winter Yule pattern. It's actually a lot easier than you think it is. And as long as you don't mind the fact that you're basically working 1 by 1 rib the whole time. Yeah. That's why I'm surprised you've never done it. I mean, you like colour work, don't you? I think they've all gone to sleep, so lulled by a spinning wheel. April's doing the challenges. Cool. Mine's very basic. I literally drew a tube with a forked tongue and an eye. That was it. I was like, I wanted to get it done and get it up so that I could get on tonight. Is Amber falling asleep with Peyton? You know what we need now? We need me to stop and to sound a horn like the one in General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard. Wake everybody up. Why is she doing 10 today and 9 tomorrow? What? Why is she doing all that? Oh, she does like loads of writing challenges as well, does she? I do one of each. I can't be doing more than that at the moment. I'm so bad. What did I do? Wake them all up. I think they've all gone to sleep. I thought you were asleep, Sandy, to be fair. I'm pretty sure Amber's dozed off with Peyton. Or she's gone to eat or one, you know, something like that. You wouldn't do that to me, Sandy, because you're my friend. What's for dinner, Andy? What's for dinner? Because it's not Wednesday, so it's not bangers and mash. No worries, hon. Glad you enjoyed it. I like the Artsy Doodle challenges, and I love the fact that they're every other day. I haven't done one for a while, actually. It's like if you could bottle the smell of baking bread or, you know, freshly laundered linen or something. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's so nice. Is that puppy face? Hi. What you doing? What you doing? Slurp, 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 slurp. find the trick is to make journaling part of whatever time of day routine it is. It's like I like to journal before I go to bed or in the morning when I get up, you know. Once it becomes part of your routine, it's a lot easier to do. I haven't had a written blog in years. You know, that's that after you get up in the morning, Mary. When you're sitting there with your coffee, wondering what the hell happened. And I don't even do that fast. I just take my time.
With almond.
I haven't got any. Are we gaming in a minute?
I don't know. Probably.
Okay, can you pour me one?
No.
Bitter, danke.
You haven't finished.
There's less in mine than there is in yours. Don't spit in my glass. I see ya hawking one up.
You ruin everything.
Yeah, I know. Pardon?
Really is in the way, isn't it?
What is?
My coat.
Yeah. What time's your appointment tomorrow?
What appointment?
At Ride?
Don't know, I'll look at that.
I hope it's not early.
Like 11 or something like that.
You've come to enjoy your time in your journal. Yeah, I do. I like that it's all there. I like, you know, the bit of routine that I get from it. So, did you see my washi tape vid the other day? The box that came from Amazon. It's great, and I've actually gone back and sorted through the washi, and like done it all, and it's now got pride of place on my desk. The only problem is it's just too easy to dump stuff in front of it. So I'm going to be there later going, oh shit, you know. Every time I want to get something out, I'm going to have to move stuff.
I do not answer to every beck and fucking call.
Yes, you do. Because cat. Thank you.
Shut up. No, I'm ignoring you. I don't care what you want. Learn some bloody manners.
He taught her to be like that. Okay, Sue, thanks so much for joining us, darling. Take it easy. So has anybody got any questions or anything like that about this? Or did I sort of pretty much cover everything? Or questions about anything else? Is there anything else you want me to showcase? Or, you know. Good. I'm glad I did. Yeah, but I've been doing it a long time, Sandy. About 10 years, actually, I think. I can see how this would really calm you after a bad day. Yeah, I know, but you want me to be good at it now. But it's like everything else, to be fair. The more you do it, the easier it does become. But there's also like the flip side of it is everybody's aim when they start spinning, I don't know why, for some reason, is to learn to spin as fine as possible. Because, you know, if you can spin super, super fine yarn, well, that must be it, right? You know, it's like it's the best you can go. The finest yarn you can possibly do. And they even have competitions as to how fine can you get your yarn, and it's called the longest thread or something. And the basic idea is you're given a certain amount of fibre, And the idea is to see is who can get the longest piece of thread. So the thinner you can make your yarn, the better. The trouble is, once you've learned how to do that, it kind of becomes your default. And once you've learned to spin thin yarn, it's actually, you've got to concentrate to spin thick yarn. Now, I suspect you could spin thick yarn, or you were spinning thick yarn very, very easily. I know I certainly did the first time I had a go. You just want to spin even yarn, thick or thin. Yeah, evenness is something that comes with practice. You know? It's like with everything else, it does take practice. Sewing, bookmaking, all of that, all takes practice. And you're going to have bits where you go, what the hell is that? And all of that lot. I mean, I don't even now go for 100% even yarn. There'll be bits where I've got like little slubs in it, and that's like thicker bits and all of that lot, because it's a handmade yarn. You know, I don't expect it to look perfect. If I want perfect yarn, I'll go and buy it from the knitting store, you know. Who's weaving, flying back and forth is awesome to see. Yeah, weaving is not something I've ever done. Does she have a big loom, or was it a little tabletop jobby? My issue is that if I started weaving, and I did look into it, is that I would want a proper loom. And I'm talking about like the one that Looney Loomworks does. He's got a big standing loom. They require space. I don't have that kind of space, you know.
The smell of the kitchen makes me want 100 more onions.
That's because you cook some. They smell divine. I'll be up in a wee while. It was the size of a gram. Yeah. What, the little slubby bits? Yeah. Because when you've seen the other yarn that I did, when you spin it and you ply it out, they will more or less disappear, right? I mean, I don't know how well you can see. It's not even. There's bits where it's like here, you know, and it's got sticky out bits and hairy bits and all of that lot. I should have rigged up a way to put like a... Unfortunately, I don't have enough hands to do that. Yeah, it all goes on. I mean, I'll show you the bobbin in a minute. Especially when you're working with silk, you do tend to get slubby type bits. And the type of method you use to spin also depends on how tidy your yarn is. This method that I'm using is quite tidy, whereas if you're using a long draw method, I'll see if I can do some with the rest of this bit here. Hang on. Now a long draw is you sort of hold the fibre and you allow the twist to take the fibre. I don't know if you can see in the little top left hand picture how far away I am. I can't really show you close up because I need both hands. It uses more fibre than the method I'm doing, but it's so much more fun. And the idea is you actually let it takes a while to learn it, long draw, but it's fast. But you get a lot more thicker and thinner bits in the yarn than you do with the short forward draw. I sort of do a combination of both. I start off doing short forward draw, and then all I do when I do long draw is I hold it with my ring and pinky, and then I just pull it like that, so I'm holding it a lot further away, and you can see the slub there right in front of my t-shirt. And the more I pull it, you put a little bit of twist in just to give it a bit of stability, and then you just get a little slub, and that's fine because that will I'm trying to do it so you can see. If you look towards the edge of the camera, trouble is you've got to do it quite far away so that it allows us. Oh, that's Daryl's monitor, don't worry. So you sort of hold it further back. And that's pretty much it. No, sorry, it's his monitor lost connection for a minute. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, a loom the size of a grand piano is a floor loom. And, well, they're fantastic. They do take up an awful lot of space. And I just don't have that. I mean, to give you an idea, right? Hi! This is my craft room, okay? That's the door from the hallway. So I've got a wall here. There's my chair. Junk in those behind it. Then next to my chair, I've got a little table that's got my typewriter on it, which I don't actually use that often, and my camera. And then next to that, I've got this unit that's got my printer on it and my bin and stuff. Then I've got that calyx unit, which is attached to my desk, which you lot know. And then Inception! That's cool. And then next to that, I've got another table, which is where I do all my tea dyeing and stuff. It's got my sewing machine on it and loads of junk, actually, funnily enough. There's a chair that sits there. There's a treadmill over there. That thing you can see sticking up, that is what I wind the yarn onto when I'm done with it, actually. So that's over in a bay window. Snakes over there above the table. And then there's a big couch and there's stuff all on the floor, all in front of that. The trolley's not usually there. Okay, the trolley is usually here where the wheel is, but I've moved it so it's right in the middle of the room. And then there's all that stuff all in front of that calyx unit. So yeah, I don't have much room in here. As you can see, there's very, very little floor space. And whatever there is, she's usually like sprawled out in front of the bed. So yeah, not a lot. Right, I'm going to put this back where it normally goes. Yay! It's a bit out of sync now. So there we go. I am going to leave that there. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it informative. If there's anything you want to know, if there's any other craft you want me to show you, Yeah, right. I know that. Yeah. You and me both. I need a shelving unit that connects my calyx and desk. Well, the desk is part of the calyx unit. It goes to the middle of the calyx unit. But the desk itself is actually not that big. And it's not very wide either, you know. I'm aching a wee bit, but I'm fine. And the desk itself is... It's not even 60 inches long. It's not even 50 inches long. For fuck's sake. It's... Just the desk is 47.5 inches. What? You mean that wall? I can't put anything on that wall because there's a radiator there. And my chair's in front of it. My chair. The chair that I don't use. I'm actually thinking of taking that chair upstairs and putting it in my bedroom. I don't know. I really like the chair, so... But yeah, I just... You know... Hello, Bedell. Whose name I can never remember. Thank you very much. Have you been watching? I'm glad you all enjoyed it, ladies. I'm glad you found it informative anyway. Yeah, if there's anything else you want me to show you, you know, 2 at a time sock knitting or anything like that, we can do that. Because that'd be easy. I'll just put you in the usual overhead view. I had to move all my camera. Every single camera got moved so that I could set this up so you guys could see it. Because I was like, I need to be able to show them. I need to do my hair. So, yeah. But that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go and move about a bit because I'm a bit sore and stiff now. Thank you for joining me. I really, really enjoyed you guys being here, and I'm glad you enjoyed it and that you found it interesting at least. Because you all went really quiet at the beginning and I was like, shit, I've bored them all to sleep. Fluffy. I used quite a lot of it actually. I did, what, 3 or 4 handfuls, so good. I'm quite happy to do it again. If you guys just want to sit and watch me spin, I can do that. It encouraged me to use the wheel. What I want to do is clear next to her bed. Because next to her bed is just stuff that's piled up. And if I clear that, then I can put my wheel over there. And I also want to get rid of the treadmill because the treadmill's never used. And then that gives me like the window area as well. And I might move my chair over there so that, you know, when I'm not at the computer, I could sit over there and just look out the window. Because I'm nosy cow and I like to watch the neighbourhood. So yeah, you know, whatever. I'm quite happy to spin again if, you know, if that's your, if that's what you want to watch. Or like I say, I could do 2 at a time socks on 1 circular needle, if you've never done that. Which also works for sleeves, trousers, anything that you need 2 of that look the same. I'll quickly show you what I mean by that, just in case. So I have 1 circular needle and 2 socks at the same time. This is called magic loop. If you've ever heard of magic loop, this is magic loop knitting. 2 at a time socks on 1 circular needle, coming from 1 ball of yarn as well. It's a centre pull ball. So I can show you how I do that as well if you're interested. I don't know, crochet. But American crochet terms are different from UK crochet terms, so yeah, if that's something you want me to do, April, I can show you to do that. That's easy. Once you've figured it out, it is easy peasy. Easy peasy weasy. You just need a long circular needle. I like at least 80 centimetres or longer. But I tend to stick with 80 centimetres. That works best for me. I taught myself to crochet when I was about 14. My mum taught me to knit when I was about 6 or 7. And it's funny because she knits with the yarn in the right hand and I knit with the yarn in the left hand. But yeah, and she's never crocheted and she could never wrap her head around it. And then when I was about 14, I got Reader's Digest Complete Guide to Needlework. It's over there. I was sort of just checking what the title was. And I taught myself to crochet out of that. So yeah, no, my mum taught me to knit and then I taught myself to crochet. And she's always said that's something she never learned to do. She tried to do it a few years back. So, but yeah. But you can use Magic Loop for hats and, you know, anything small and cylindrical. It's great for, like, I made baby grows for a friend's kid. Sorry, my arm's itching. For a friend's kid, and it was great because you could do like the little legs and then the little arms and all that all in one go because you could do it on the Magic Loop, which was awesome. So yeah, if that's something you want to see, let me know. Your mum doesn't craft, period. No, my mum doesn't. She can sew, but she never really taught me. She's done a couple of a couple of tops and that. She used to knit all the time when I was a kid, but she stopped doing that when her eyes got really, really bad. So, hello, darling, we're just going. You've missed it. Because I've been here for nearly 3 hours and I'm aching and I'm tired. Where you been? Oh dear. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions what we could do for Sundays, because I quite like the idea of keeping Sundays different. I have to do spinning again just for Galena. That's alright, I can do that. But yeah, I like the idea of sort of... Pardon me. Oh God, is that what you've been doing all this time? I saw you post about it earlier. You know, Wednesdays for planning and then Sundays for something else. Even if it's just me sitting at the wheel, I can do that. Oh no, I can't be doing somebody. Oh no, I know a couple of hoarders, and it freaks me out. Just does my head in. I need to do my hair. Look at the state of it. All that loose hair. It'd do Mikey's head in. It's precious not said anything to me. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to go, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you found it informative. If this is something you want to watch me do again, that's cool, because like I said, it will encourage me to get the... Yeah, no, but I was funny enough, I was just saying about how I've got too much shit for my house. Oops. You know, or even if there's something like you're like, dude, we need to have a go at learning that. We'll get Sam to do it. I'll try anything at least 3 times. Good. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do. Right. Enjoy your cleaning, sweetie. Yeah, crafty Sundays. But what can I do? So come up with ideas and chuck me messages of things you'd like me to do. Okay? And I'll make a list. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are watching this on a replay, thank you again for watching it. You know, click the book, subscribe, all of that, hit the bell, all that lot. Do please give me a thumbs up, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. I love the fact that you're all here. I love the fact that you enjoyed it. It was awesome. Thank you. And I will see you later. There's a live Wednesday. There's a Today in My Bujo on Monday. Take it easy, guys.